Oh my God. Jesus, man.
Hey, I presume you want a movie review in this film? I guess that's the reason why we came here. That's the reason why I watched this. You know, I figured, hey, you know what? Let's watch some Jaws movies. Let's just sit down, turn the brain off. I don't care if this movie gets all this hate. I don't care how low the ratings are. I don't care about all the negativity I've heard about this film. Let's just sit down and I'm just going to turn my brain off and watch a killer shark movie. I couldn't even enjoy it from that. And guys, I'm letting you know, I wanted to like this movie. I did. I went in this movie, I'm like, you know what? I love the rest of the series. Let's just go in this and have some fun. Let's kick back, relax, and just watch a killer shark movie. I don't care about the plot. I don't care about the acting. I don't care about any of that. Just have some fun. It didn't work. That mindset didn't even work for this movie. Jesus. This movie was terrible. Words cannot even describe how bad this movie was. Of course, we're getting to, well, have it on DVD, Jaws: The Revenge. But I'll just show this, because this is a VHS that I picked up a while ago of Jaws: The Revenge. I remember as a kid, I found a DVD that actually had the same cover as that. So yeah, tonight's review is going to be on Jaws: The Revenge, the 1987 film. That's a 3.0 on IMDb. A 3.0. Oh God. Prepare yourself, guys. This is gonna be. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. When I get in a rambling mode, I go on for a little bit. So hopefully this review won't be 50 minutes long. I'm gonna try and make it a good 15 minutes max. My max I want to go at 15 minutes, but we'll see how that goes, because I got a lot to talk about in this review. Now, the director of this movie, Joseph Sargent, is actually going to make plenty of great films. I mean, he's director of Nightmares, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, and 3. I mean, this guy's made plenty of movies that are well known. And, you know, what baffles me with this film is that there are people that like this movie more than Jaws 3. There are people, and you know what, this is fine, this is opinion, this is totally fine. There are people like this better than Jaws 2. There are even people who think this is their favorite Jaws movie. You know what? That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I love bad movies. I love films that people would think and consider terrible, you know. Chainsaw Massacre sequels. I love Part 2. I love Part 3. To most people, those are bad sequels. To me, they're fun. I love Jaws 2. And you know what? Like I said, I gotta get into the plot first. The plot, you have Lorraine Gary starring in this with Lance Guest as well. You've also got Mario Von Peebles. You've also got Michael Caine in this movie. Basically, the Brody family are the leads of this film. And there is a shark that is hunting them down one by one in an act of revenge. There's this shark going after the Brody family, and it will not attack anybody else except for them. So Brody, I think it's Mike Brody, takes his mom to the Bahamas to get her away from Amity and to get her away from the shark and get away from the ocean. So he takes her to the Bahamas. The shark follows them there. The shark follows them to the Bahamas. Gets there, begins to attack Mike Brody, and they got to figure out how to survive. They got to figure out how to take the shark out. because they realize that they can't go in the water. The more they do, the more risk they have being eaten. And guys, I'm telling you right now, before I pressed play on this movie, before I even went into this movie, I told myself, hey, you know what? Just relax. It gets all this hate, but let's just have some fun. I want to like this movie. Because you got Lance Guest in here. Lance Guest is awesome from Halloween 2. I know he's also in The Last Starfighter. He doesn't do bad in this movie. I will say this too. The acting isn't the problem in this movie. The direction, for the most part, isn't the problem with this movie. So the director and actors, they aren't the problems with this movie. They did their best they could. And I like certain parts of this movie. And what's a shame to me is that this was written better and had some more effort put into it. It could have been a decent Jaws movie. Decent. I'm not asking for Oscar worthy. I'm asking for decent. This is not decent. This is trash. I'm sorry. I know I'm getting heat. I need to calm down. But when I was watching this movie, I'm just sitting here going, there's so many logical mistakes in this movie. You got Mike Brody, who keeps going back into the water. He's attacked by a shark, goes back in. Attacked by the shark, goes back in. He keeps going back into the water. Why? It's not explained. Why? He goes into there knowing the shark is going to go after him, but he keeps going back in to the end of the movie where he finally realizes, oh, this shark is going to kill me. And I'm like, why does he keep going back in the water? And there are just other things, like he's suspicious about Michael Caine. I'm like, why? Michael Caine is like the least suspicious guy ever. Like, he's nice to Lauren Gary. He's not perverted. He's not a jerk. But yet, Lance Guest's character, Mike, is like suspicious of him. For no reason. There's plenty of other things, like the shark goes to the Bahamas, which, even logically thinking about that, doesn't make sense. I don't think it could even survive in the Bahamas. But the shark, excuse me, I still have a nasty cough, so forgive me for that. I'm getting myself worked up here. The shark goes out there and won't attack people. It won't attack other people. They never explain the shark. And that's what kills me. Actually, I like the idea of the revenge part. This time it's personal. Badass, okay, badass one-liner there. This time it's personal. Another one of those great taglines for a film. I like the idea of, hey, it's going and hunting the Brodies, and the Brodies are the only ones that are in danger. Alright, cool, but you need to explain it. And I guess in the novel, it was voodoo. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, really? Voodoo? Really? In this movie, they don't explain it at all. You know, you could have done is said, hey, this is a baby shark, like this is one of the babies, or it's an ancestor of the first shark, and you can tell because of DNA, hey, this is from the first shark that was attacking, my dad. Now I gotta face the shark. Could have been like that. Easy, simple. I don't care if you gotta put it in dialogue. Just do it like that so that it makes sense. So I'm not over here wondering, why is the shark following them? And they're on an airplane, by the way. They're on an airplane thousands of feet up in the air, and the shark follows the airplane. Are you kidding me? And it gets there, I think it gets there before they get there. Feels like it. I'm like, they're in a plane. I don't care how fast that shark is swimming. It's not going to follow a plane to the fucking Bahamas. What the fuck? And you know what? Like I said, I'm not asking for... I'm the guy who likes dumb slasher movies. I'm the guy who likes dumb horror movies. As long as you make it entertaining, this movie is an hour and 29 minutes and is the most boring Jaws movie of the bunch. It is. I'm not holding back because there is not a lot of effort in this movie. Only people who are given effort is the director and the cast. I think Lauren Gary does a great job as the lead. I thought it was cool seeing her as the lead, giving her a new role in the series. I like that. I like how Lance Guest played Mike Brody's character. I like the scene where the daughter and him kind of homage that scene from the first movie. That and then this. That was cool. I like Michael Caine's character. His dialogue, his character. He's trying to, care for Lorraine Gary, try to help her out. I like his character. The shark is half and half for me. There are some shots like that shot right there I love. Like some of the shots of it going through like a broken down ship underwater or it attacking people. Okay, it looks good. Then there are just some shots where the shark is all like this. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening here? The shark is about to fall apart as we're watching in the water. Sometimes it looks great. Other times it's all wonky and glitchy and is moving about 5 miles per hour. And it's like, there are times where it's all the way back here and the boat is all the way up here and it's up on the water trying to attack. I'm like, shark, the boat is 80 feet away from you and you're trying to come up out of the water and attack. There's a scene where it literally tries to attack Mike Brody's character. And it takes a bite out of the boat. And you see blood. Why is it bleeding? I have no clue. It didn't gash itself. At least it didn't establish that. It didn't bite anybody. It didn't bite Mike. It didn't bite anybody. So why is there blood when the shark takes a bite out of the boat? Is the boat bleeding? Does that puncture a blood vessel in the boat? Are you telling me these boats have blood now? Like, you know what? I would have noticed the stuff that just wasn't so obvious. You got the ending where, because they did screen testing, people didn't like that Mario Van Peebles died, and they didn't like how the shark was impaled. Now, when I first seen this movie, and I first seen this ending, I seen this on TV, so I seen the original ending, where the shark gets stabbed, it bleeds, and then Mario Van Peebles has been killed. It makes sense because in this movie's ending, the shark explodes into 1,000,000 pieces, and they don't explain why. Now, they say dialogue, hey, we're going to put this thing in there, it's going to explode the shark to 1,000,000 pieces. But they don't even put it in the shark's mouth at all. So it looks like that she just hits the shark and it blows up into 1,000,000 pieces. Why does it blow up into 1,000,000 pieces? Why is the shark roaring? Why is the shark coming straight out of the water? It's 90 feet above the water and it's roaring. And my problem is, if you want to make it silly, you want to make it over the top, you want to make an over the top shark movie, you can do that. But this is a serious horror film. That's what pisses me off, and that's why I'm raising my voice, because it pisses me off that it's trying to be this serious film with the most awkward dialogue. I must mention that too. The dialogue in this movie, there are scenes like where Lance Guest is like, I've always wanted to make love to an angry welder chick. And they start making out. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Or Michael Caine in the airplane says, hey, take the steering wheel. And then she's like, what do you mean, take the steering wheel? And they like nosedive, could have killed everybody in the plane. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Michael Caine at the end of the movie, his character drives the airplane all the way down, wrecks it into the water, just so they can go by Lorraine Gary's character in the water and she's on a boat. What the fuck? I'm sorry, but when the logic does not make sense, it irritates me. I'm usually not this mad about films. I'm usually not. You guys know me, I'm very chill, but watch this movie. I'm telling you, if you're not watching this movie and going, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? That makes no fucking sense. Then, you know what? That's awesome, because you found enjoyment out of it. For me, I was just sitting here going, why is this happening? Why is the shark going after them and not anybody else? And you're not going to explain it. It makes no sense. 0 sense. At least if you put voodoo in there, yeah, it'd be laughable. It would at least explain it and give a reason why it's not attacking anybody else, but they don't. And this movie is boring. This is an hour and 29-minute movie, and it's boring. Explain that to me. When the first Jaws is almost 3 hours long, and I can watch it, yeah, it's a little slow here and there, but the last half is amazing. You know, and I stand by that. And my camera's glitching up. I don't know, I hope it's not going to be bad for the review, but see, my anger is just oozing out so much, my camera's glitching. That's how angry I am. But Jaws 2, it's about an hour and, 49, 50 minutes, something like that. Didn't drag at all for me. It was intense, entertaining. I can't even speak right now, that's how angry I am. It was an intense and entertaining film from beginning to end. to me. I love Jaws 2. Jaws 3, you want to... People... I'm sorry. I disagree kindly. I kindly disagree with this. I kindly do. That this is better than Jaws 3? I mean, there's a reason why this gets a 3 and Jaws 3 gets like a 3.6. I'm glad. At least it got a higher rating than this, but Jaws 3 is miles better than this. Yeah, the effects in Jaws 3 are terrible, but at least it has some fun stuff. At least I can entertainingly watch that movie. Here, it was boring and slow. There was times where I was checking the runtime. It's still... I was like, shit, we're only 30 minutes into this movie. Are you kidding me? But yeah, to get into the serious stuff, other positives, I want to calm down because I don't want to end the review on such a bad note. But this movie sucks. I just want to say that right now. Before I get out of rage mode, this movie does suck. This movie is pretty shitty. You know? I understand. It's definitely one of the worst sequels I have ever seen because you're trying to take things seriously. The movie is trying to be serious. But I'm over here saying, what the fuck? The dialogue is so awkward. The beginning of the movie where she's like... They're trying to do that quick, witty dialogue from the first 3 movies. It does not work in this movie. Every scene comes off as awkward and does not work and comes off as stiff. Major script issue with this movie. Major script issues. But as far as positives go, I like the idea of the shark going to the Brody characters, the Brody family. That's a cool idea. I wish it was explained more and explored more and made more fucking sense, but I do like that idea. It's a cool idea. It's different. I like that. The Bahamas setting. I like it. That's cool. That I like the Bahamas, the atmosphere of it, the water. It's a new location. Even though it makes zero fucking sense for a shark to be in the Bahamas, you know, aesthetically it looks good. You know, it's a new atmosphere. I like the new setting. I like how it looks. It's shot well. It's directed well. It's awesome. The acting is pretty damn good. You know, Lorraine Gary does a great job as the lead. Lance Guest does a great job as second lead. You know, Mario Van Peebles and Michael Caine do a good job of supporting roles. The acting's pretty good. The shark is practical. At least I can give it its fun practical effects that I can see the shark as a practical effect, not CGI. But that also falls into the problems we'll get into. But yeah, the music's alright. As far as shots go, it's not filmed terribly. I think what it is that there's just not a lot of care put into this movie, and there wasn't a lot of time to let it marinate, to let it just naturally exist. It was, hey, we want to make this sequel. Roy Scheider said no, and somebody else said no too. Dennis Quaid, I think, said no too as well. They all said no. That's another thing that sucks about... Well, we're going to get into... I got to calm myself down. That's for the problems, but I know we're 18 minutes and I'm way past my limit, but this is a heated review, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. But as far as the problems go, like I said, it's a movie that drags. It's a movie that has just stiff, awkward dialogue that's not funny or smart or clever. It just comes off as really awkward and weird, and you have Michael Caine's character pretty much trying to kill everybody in the plane because he's taking the plane and going, woo! I'm like, what are you doing, man? Or like he crashes the plane right next to the boat. You have the ending that they do for this movie, this cut of the movie. They do an ending that made me want to scream in anger because the shark explodes to a million pieces as if it had like a bomb in it, or it was a shark grenade or something, I don't know. It explodes into a million pieces. Then the background goes from blue skies to gray, and you realize this is the alternate cut. This is basically if you buy Jaws the Revenge and you watch it at home, this is the cut you see. Where the ending is Mario Van Peebles survives, which doesn't make sense because he's being eaten by a shark, but yet he survives. You know, it was cool. I like this character, Jake. It was a cool character. Okay, it was cool he survived. But at the same time, you're telling me he survived being eaten by a shark at that point? Don't try to kill him off because you're trying to save it. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. This whole movie doesn't make sense, man. That's driving me crazy trying to think about it and trying to make sense of this movie. And for those wondering, you sound angry. Yeah, I'm a little bit irritated right now because there are so many things in this movie that do not work. It's incredible to me how many things in this movie don't work. Of course, like I said, the infamous thing where Michael Caine is in the water, gets out of the water, and his shirt is completely dry. There's not one drop of water on his shirt. He was just in the water. How do you make that mistake? Oh, God. But yeah, you have that. The ending is on the sound stage. Literally, you can see the waves hitting the board, like the billboard where they're sound stage. It's a stage. No effort. It's literally, you can see a stage. It may be a, little pool, and you can see the water hitting the board. The board in the back, the background, you can see the water hitting it. That's how cheap it looks. And it ends with some cheesy dialogue like, he just wanted to look at snails. And the movie ends with everybody surviving and they go off. It is horrible. I'm sorry if I was a little bit heated in this review. I do apologize for that, but I could not help it. This movie, I was watching it, and I'm just like, oh my god, dude, it's so annoyingly bad. But, you know what? At least I watched it. At least I got to experience Jaws the Revenge. It's definitely not forgettable. Like, you'll definitely remember this movie, because you'll remember just how, like, wow, like, certain scenes are like, what the fuck? But, I guess in a weird way it was kind of fun watching it and just going, just experiencing how awful it is. But like I said, man, I don't blame the actors. I don't blame the cast and crew. I don't blame the director. They all did their best with this movie. I think what it was just, it was rushed, and it did not have time to naturally come out and get released and, post-production and all that stuff to make sure there was mistakes that were taken care of. So we didn't have scenes like Michael Caine having a dry shirt after being in the water. But I do think if you put a little bit more effort into it, you put a little bit more time into it, this could have been a pretty good Jaws movie. Because I like the setting, there's new stuff, the new characters I liked, and it could have been great. But I don't want to end this review on a bad note. I want to end this review on saying that I appreciate all of your guys' support on these videos. This is a 22-minute long video. I'm going to try and wrap it up now. I do apologize for the length, but I do appreciate all the support in this franchise review. I've been doing these franchise reviews. It's been a really awesome series to cover. I figured since it was a nice summer, we're having so far, I figured I might as well talk about the Jaws movies. It was a blast. I really enjoyed talking about these movies again, and I love Jaws 1, love Jaws 2. Jaws 3 is fun, and Jaws the Revenge is pretty damn bad. But if I were to rate it, I'm going to give it like a 2 or a 3, just being generous, but maybe a 2. It's pretty awful. It's pretty shitty. Definitely one of the worst sequels I've ever seen. But anyways, guys, yeah. I want to end this on a positive note, though. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the support. I'm going to give this movie a 2 or a 3. What are your thoughts on Jaws the Revenge in the comments below? Let me know. I know there are some people that love this movie. If you do, maybe you can explain it. If you hate it, I can definitely see why. But anyways, it's been fun talking about this movie. It's actually been fun doing this rant just to kind of get that all out of my system. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a blast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Maybe got some laughs. We'll see. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Take care. I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Explorer 4 is out. And remember, Jaws is out there somewhere. But yeah, it was fun watching these movies again. Blast to do. This was fun. Thank you guys. Appreciate all the support. Bye, guys.